Greetings, admirals, captains, and everyone else. How you doing tonight? This is Sarcasm Detector. A little bit bored tonight, so I've decided we're gonna do a little bit of the Romulan Mystery Arc. This arc was recently revamped and pretty much had the first half of it removed and replaced with about 4 new missions. And these are the missions that I'll be playing through, starting with Empress Sela. Already done it before. So head to the Agrama system, which is located in the Beta Quadrant, to attend a conference with Empress Sela. Just looking at the rewards here. Overcharged plasma sniper rifle. No big deal, we aren't actually playing it for the rewards, just to actually play it. Mission difficulty is set to advanced, so it's not going to be too much of a cakewalk. Let's transwarp over.
Greetings and welcome to Agrama. I am pleased that Starfleet sent such a notable officer as its representative at this conference. Please enter a standard orbit and transport down to these coordinates. This meeting may mark the beginning of a new day for the Federation and the Romulan Star Empire. The rest of the delegates are already in the conference room. My aide, Jevem, will take you there. I have some business to attend to before we begin.
So we have to follow this guy, Jevon. A bunch of diplomats to talk to.
We are so pleased that you were able to attend our conference. The Empire was quite dismayed at your decision to support the terrorist insurgents rather than the rightful government of the Romulan people. So much for your vaunted Prime Directive. In any case, neither of us benefit from extended conflict, So, despite your questionable alliances, we are choosing to open negotiations in hopes of normalizing relations between the Federation and the Romulan Star Empire.
The Romulans can be so difficult to deal with, especially these Imperials. They are forever setting traps, twisting words, and jockeying for advantage. Even a conference with the Klingons would be preferable. At least you know where you stand with Klingons. I'm reminded of a line I read once in an ancient Earth text. Hide a knife behind a smile. Every smile here hides a knife.
I thought the Federation's alliance with the Romulan Republic would be the end of any meaningful dialogues with Empress Sela. After all, she considers the Republic to be a terrorist organization. She may have an ulterior motive for inviting us here, but we had to take the chance that Sela's offer to negotiate is sincere, and act in kind. The Federation must pursue every avenue for peace.
It is agreeable to meet with you. You have my people's enduring gratitude for how you handled that matter with Ambassador Soketh. This is another trying time for Vulcan. The Romulan Star Empire blames the Vulcan Science Academy for the Hobus supernova that destroyed their world. They are utterly intransigent in this misguided belief, despite the fact that Ambassador Spock warned them of the danger and ultimately gave his life to stop the loss of even more worlds. Romulans are a most illogical people. Sometimes I find it hard to believe we were once a single species.
I am so pleased to see the Federation recognize and attempt to rectify its past mistakes. As yours would realize eventually that it is folly to antagonize the Romulan Star Empire. I am also confident it will only be a matter of time before you realize that you have made a grievous error by allying yourselves with terrorists, scoundrels, and thieves. The sooner you renounce your poorly considered alliance with the so-called Romulan Republic, the sooner we will be able to come to a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Welcome to Agrama. Isn't this a lovely facility? You must tour the atrium later. Hard to believe this system was infested by Orion pirates not long ago. You know, some of my colleagues were against this meeting, but I lobbied for it. I said the entire Federation cannot be as blind as the people who were at the farce at Kittimer. If you just see the problems the Romulan Republic are causing, I'm sure you can persuade your government to reconsider their rash choice and sever their agreements with these rebels.
I apologize for the interruption. My name is Tokath. I am one of the stewards here. We've had a slight complication with the dietary requirements of some of your delegation. Could I borrow you for a moment so we can clear this up? Franklin Drake says you can be trusted, and that is enough for me. There's more going on here than a diplomatic conference. Sela has no interest in courting the Federation. So why is she suddenly doing so now? We're going to find out what she's up to. The lower level of this facility is off limits to everyone but the Empress and her aides. But that access hatch right over there opens up to a maintenance tunnel that leads down. The doorway is guarded, so while I distract the guards, you sneak through the door. The hatch is just ahead in the northeast corner of the room. There will be a security room near the exit of the maintenance tunnel on the level below us. Access one of the consoles there. Maybe you'll learn more about what she's doing. I need to get back to the reception before I'm missed. But I should be able to cover your absence for a few minutes. More than that, and you're on your own.
Empress, the fleet is on its way to Vulcan.
Excellent. Have the weapons loaded aboard my ship. I will depart as soon as they are on board. At last, we will have our revenge for the destruction of Romulus. Hail Hakiv and put him through to my personal terminal. Then leave me. I have matters to attend to.
Yes, Empress.
Computer, begin playback of file 2895 Gamma.
After I left Starfleet, I made it my life's work to reunite the Romulans with their Vulcan brothers. For many years, I lived among them and waged a campaign of peace. 21 years ago, the star of the Hobus system went supernova and sent a wave of devastation across the quadrant. I promised to save the Romulan homeworld. I failed.
Computer, end file. I cannot suffer more of that arrogant fool. Soon Vulcan will suffer the same fate as my world.
I have Hakiv, Empress.
Patch him through.
Greetings, Empress.
My fleet has launched for Vulcan. I expect you to rendezvous with us there.
Alas, I must disappoint you. The terrorist cells of the Romulan Republic demand my full attention. And with Taurus missing...
Spare me your excuses, Hakiv. Nothing is more important than avenging the destruction of our homeworld. You disappoint me, Hakiv. I trust you will not do so again. should have known the Federation would send spies instead of diplomats. And you call us treacherous. No matter. You may have destroyed these weapons, but my fleet is already en route to Vulcan. You cannot stop what has begun. Guards! Capture the intruders!
Whatever you did down there, it made quite an impression. Good work on disabling the transport inhibitor. Your ambassadors are safely back on their ships, but I had to blow my cover to get them there. Now it's time for me to get out while I still can. Farewell.
Thank you for rescuing us.
Target's shields have failed. Warning, ship is under attack.
I would not have believed anyone capable of this treachery, even Zila.
I thought we'd never be free of that blasted field. I'm gonna recommend you get a commendation.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
I had not expected to hear from you so soon. Was your mission successful? I should have expected as much. You cannot trust them. I never do. I am contacting all available ships. We will meet you there.
Hey, William. I don't know if I like these missions or not. It's just I'm bored tonight and just going through them again. Let's warp to Vulcan. Do have the difficulty set to advanced. Should probably put it on elite, but whatever.
Thanks to your warning, we were able to divert some ships to defend Vulcan. I have come to personally command the defense. The other forces have already been briefed. Your role in this battle will be to defend the science vessels that have set up a tachyon detection grid to detect any cloaked Romulan ships. We cannot allow any enemy ships to slip through. The ships maintaining the grid will be priority targets for the Romulans, but they must remain in position or the grid will collapse. That is why I need you to protect them. How can you fight what you cannot see? Surrender now, and I may give you a merciful death.
Our tachyon detection grid has revealed scout ships attempting to penetrate the perimeter.
Your attempts to interfere are meaningless. Vulcan must pay for its crimes.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
You cannot oppose the will of the Romulan people. We are eternal. All forces, advance and destroy them.
Sela has launched her assault. Science vessels, maintain formation. All other forces converge on the Romulan fleet. Target's shields have failed. Target's shields have failed. Reinforcements are en route. Hold the line.
I'll follow your lead.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. Left shields failing. Target's shields have failed.
You may have won this day, but the fight will continue. Romulus will be avenged. There will be blood for blood, death for death. My world is gone. I will not rest until Vulcan suffers the same fate. Indeed. Then why does Starfleet use ships equipped with weapons of mass destruction? Why did the Vulcan Science Council willfully refuse to assist us when there was a chance to save our world? Every sorrow in my life can be laid at the feet of the Federation.
Oh no, the Romulans are using Borg technology. Wait, cancel, what the heck? For a second I thought they were using the new graphics for the Prometheus, so let's see. It's Luna class. It's Star Cruiser. Miranda class. It's another Miranda. Build Defiant flying around there. Akira class. Anyways, time to move on. Might as well do the Spore Red Alert real quick. Since it just popped up and we're here, we'll continue I'm not using voice activation, I'm using press to talk actually.
Resistance is futile.
Shields failing. Left shields failing. Right shields failing. Hull integrity below 75%. Warning. Ship is under attack. Shields failing. 4 shields failing. Right shields failing. Resistance detected. Human matrix 0047. 2 of 10. Engaging now. Target's shields have failed. We are aboard. Surrender your... You will be Borg.
I agree. The Iconians are a cause for concern. Their motives are still unknown to us, as are their plans for the Quadrant. What we do know is that they desire chaos. Many of the problems we currently face can be directly traced back to their machinations. If they had not antagonized the Undine, would we now be at war with the Klingon Empire? It may be that they want the powers of the Quadrant so fractured that we will not be able to unite against them. We cannot allow that to happen.
Connection lost.
So that was the first mission, Empress Sela. We're going to jump into the second one, Desperate Measures. So TLDR, go to the Pilatus system, which is in the Beta Quadrant, find the Borg sphere that the Romulans are studying, scuttle it, and attempt to track down any salvage Borg technology. And it's right next door.
Integrity below 75%. Warning, ship is under attack.
Starfleet? What are you doing here? Really? I sympathize. That Borg technology is creepy. We all hate it, but we don't have any choice but to work for the Tal Shiar. They're holding my sister hostage to make sure I behave, and she's not the only one. You might need help yourself in a minute or two. Your transport was detected, and the station is on high alert. Security forces are already on their way. You don't have a chance. Promise you'll try to help my sister, and I'll unlock all the doors and turbo lifts for you. There, she's near the medical bay. Good luck, and don't forget my sister.
Enemy targets on sensor. Personal shield losing power. Personal shield losing power.
You! Are you from Starfleet? What are you doing here? I have no love for the Tal Shiar, but I do have a family. If I complete my work, the Tal Shiar will guarantee our safety. Most of the families are being held in the medical lab. You will need to cross the engineering level to get there. Be careful. Some of what they're working on there is quite dangerous. Any use of Borg technology is dangerous. You're talking about devices designed to regenerate damage, replicate themselves, and assimilate anything they can reach. If we had a breach in containment, we could lose the station and everyone in it.
I can't even begin to express my gratitude. I'm from Serene Prime, one of the colonies that is still neutral in the conflict between the Republic and the Tal Shiar. Before all this, I was a vocal proponent for the Republic. All I can think is that I attracted the wrong kind of attention for my outspoken beliefs. One day I went for a walk on the cliffs near my settlement. I remember seeing something strange and hearing a metallic buzzing. Then everything went black. I woke up in this cell. No one will tell me where I am or why I'm here. What they do say is that I'm a test subject. They're planning on implanting me with Borg technology. I didn't think anyone could be so callous, not even the Tal Shiar.
Hello? Thank you so much. Now, allow me to assist you. These access codes will wipe our computer core, destroying all of our data. No one will be able to replicate what...
Warning, ship is under attack.
I want to thank you again for rescuing me from an unpleasant
Rear
fate.
shields failing.
If I could impose on you once more, would you be willing to take me to my colony? I must deliver a report on what's happened to our ruling council, and I'd really like to see my family again.
Next up, Shadow Play.
I can't thank you enough for returning me. It Looks like the Romulan Star Empire has been busy while I was away. They were already lobbying our council to join them, but Romulan Republic envoys are there as well. Now the Empire is blockading the planet, probably to prevent information like ours from reaching our leaders. The shield wall is new. I guess the Tal Shiar constructed it. You should be careful.
This planet is protected by the Romulan Star Empire. State your business. Technically, it is not. However, the Empress has graciously extended her protection to all worlds in this region of space, including Serene Prime. There have been recent reports of terrorist activity on the planet. As a service to the lawful residents, we are securing the world against further intrusions. This planet is protected by the Romulan Star Empire. State your... Indeed. Identify this. That is the name of a fugitive wanted by the Romulan Star Empire.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shield has failed.
I can't believe I finally made it home. Thank you. I never thought I'd see this place again. I would give you the grand tour such as it is, but I need to get back to my family. I never thought I'd see them again either. You should talk to a representative from our council. Follow the path ahead and it will lead you to our central square. There should be someone you can speak with there.
Jolan True, and welcome to Serene Prime. Oh, thank you for returning to Kella to us. I'm sure her family is pleased she is safe. However, you have arrived at an interesting time. I was just preparing to meet with representatives from the Romulan Star Empire and the Romulan Republic. Each are urging our colony to join their faction. We've done our best to stay out of the conflict until now, but I fear we will soon be forced to take a side. Yes, the Empire has a way of offering assistance that feels more like a threat. They offered security services for my world, and I could not risk refusing them. And, to be fair, there have been no abductions since the fleet began protecting the planet. A number of our citizens went missing in the weeks before the Empire arrived. The Empire blames the Republic, of course, but I think Sela likes to blame them for a lot of things. There's no evidence they are responsible, however. In fact, there's no evidence at all. And I think that if the Republic were behind these kidnappings, they would leave some trace behind. If you would care to speak to the representatives, I would be interested in hearing what your opinion of them is.
pleasure to meet you. What can I do for you? My intent was to speak to the Council about the advantages of joining the Republic. Fortunately, I arrived before the blockade, and the Council has extended their protection to me. Otherwise, I'd probably be on my way to one of the Tal Shiar's prison facilities by now. The Empress likes to hide her threats in a few layers of deception and lies. It can be difficult for a peaceful world like Sereni Prime to resist. But if we all stick together, we will be able to rise up and defeat the Tal Shiar once and for all.
You are not welcome here, Starfleet. Then she is a fool. The Federation are allies of the terrorists who seek to destroy what remains of our glorious empire. You will do nothing here but sow dissent and unrest. I also know that you destroyed a ship protecting this planet, with callous disregard for the safety of the citizens of this colony. I have nothing more to say to a murderer. You had no choice? Those words have been the excuse of monsters since time immemorial. On the chance, however, that the Council is foolish enough to be swayed by your biased opinion, I will explain that the Romulan Star Empire is Sereni Prime's only hope for peace and stability. We alone possess the military strength and operational effectiveness to keep this planet safe. The terrorists from the Republic can only offer them a portion of their own loss and suffering. The Empress has already sent ships to defend this colony. That is evidence of our intentions.
Well, what did you think of them? An interesting perspective. Thank you for your suggestion. Our most convincing evidence comes from a survivor of Virenat. And if his story can be believed, he says he knows who is behind these abductions. You should speak to him before you leave. He's behind that building.
Yes, I was at Virenat. My family died there. My friends. It wasn't terrorists who destroyed my home, and it certainly wasn't the Republic. It was the Tal Shiar and their friends. But you don't have to take my word for it. Virenat has been abandoned since the attack. Go see what our Empress does to her people.
Your presence here is unauthorized. Furthermore, we have evidence that you had a role in the destruction of the IRW Rhea and the deaths of her crew. Lower your shields.
You appear to have run afoul of the Tal Shiar. Do you require assistance?
Warning. Ship is under attack. Right shields failing. Target's shields have failed. Left shields failing.
Connection lost.
Oh, this is warping. I'm just gonna hop up and do a quick bio. I'll be right back in a couple of minutes. I'm back.
Citizens of the Empire, it is with great sorrow that I report the destruction of our colony in the Virinat system by the terrorist insurgents known as the Romulan Republic. I believe most of the residents of Virinat were loyal subjects of the Empire who were unaware of the terrorist cell hidden amongst their homes and families. Their deaths are a tragedy. When the Tal Shiar attempted to remove the insurrectionists and save Virinat and its people, the Romulan Republic destroyed the entire colony rather than submit to the lawful authority of my forces. I grieve for the loss of innocent life. Rest assured that those responsible will be found and punished for their crimes against the Romulan people. Virinat will not be forgotten.
Enemy targets on sensor. Enemy targets on sensor. Warning, ship is under attack.
To all Starfleet vessels, our allies in the Romulan Republic are under attack by the Tal Shiar. All combat-ready vessels are ordered to report to New Romulus immediately. Individual orders to follow. Thank you for responding so quickly. Your orders are to rendezvous with Battle Group Phi at Virinat and proceed to New Romulus to reinforce our vessels there. The battle is already underway.
Glad to have you here. Let's get to New Romulus.
We are grateful beyond words for your help. You have arrived in the nick of time. New Romulus does not have the developed orbital defenses necessary to repel such an attack, and Admiral Kararek is calling for as many ships as possible to defend the planet. The flotilla protecting the planet has been pushed back by the enemy assault. They are at their final line now. They need your help. Glad you could join us. Concentrate fire on their command ship.
Warning, ship is under attack. Left shields failing. Right shields failing. Hull integrity below 75%. Rear shields failing. Target's shields have failed. 4 shields failing. Hull integrity below 50%. Hull integrity below 25%.
Oof, wow. Was that a torpedo? No, it was a few torpedoes. I should have opened up with the full buffs at the start.
Target's shields have failed. Left shields failing. Hull integrity below 50%. Target's shields have failed. Hull integrity below 75%.
On behalf of the Romulan Republic, thank you for your assistance today. You have saved our new world from destruction. We cannot begin to repay these deeds you have performed today, but know that your names will go down in history.
And there's just one more mission to play. Off to Hobus we go.
It is a pleasure to be working with you. I heard about how you got your first command. Well done. Not every officer could have stood up to the Borg like you did. Agents working for the Romulan Republic have recovered definite proof that Taurus, or persons working for Taurus, were responsible for the Hobus supernova that destroyed the homeworld. Our agent spoke to Taurus. She claimed that she was deceived by Hakiv. But that does not excuse her culpability in the destruction of 2 inhabited worlds and the deaths of millions. Our agent tells us that Taurus believes her Iconian masters can change the past and restore Romulus. So not only is she a killer, she's insane. Taurus cannot be allowed to commit even greater crimes in an attempt to fix her mistake. my intelligence officer, Lieutenant Gaius Salon, has intercepted communications that may allow us to locate Taurus and finally bring her to justice. I'll let him explain in greater detail.
Greetings. I am Lieutenant Gaius Salon of the Romulan Republic. There are certain pleasantries that are customary in these circumstances. However, I'm choosing to skip those. We have much to do. Recently, the Republic intercepted a transmission from a group of Remans in the Hobus system. These Remans have remained loyal to Taurus, the former praetor of the Romulan Star Empire, who was deposed by Sela. While the transmission was not unusual, its origin point was. The Hobus system is under strict quarantine. However, a previous team uncovered a mining facility at one of the planetary fragments. We believe that the Reman loyalists may have returned to this facility to continue their efforts. The Hobus system is the origin point of the supernova and subsequent subspace explosion, which destroyed Romulus and Remus. It is still, as you say, a hot zone. The Remans loyal to Taurus are using the quarantine as a cover to resume their operations in the system. The transmission we intercepted was addressed to Commander Aranhu, a Reman who is the captain of Taurus's personal guard. He must be the liaison to the forces in the Hobus system. The direct approach. If we confront the forces in the Hobus system, who are in violation of both Federation and Romulan Republic mandates by their very presence there, they will send a call for assistance to Commander Aranhu. Once he arrives, we simply follow him. It is likely that he will lead us back to Taurus.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've just received emergency orders from Republic Command and must respond. Gaius can transport to your ship and help you complete the mission. We'll return as soon as we can.
I am detecting some very rare minerals in the system, as well as the presence of protomatter. It is possible that Taurus used the materials here to construct her weapon.
Connection lost.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
As I suspected, the materials are all here. Our agent located Taurus on planetary fragment Gamma. We should continue our search there.
presence here is a violation of the quarantines established by at least 3 sovereign governments. Explain your purpose. I serve the Romulan Star Empire and its true leader, Taris. That is the only authorization I require.
Warning, ship is under attack. Left shields failing. Target's shields have failed.
The minerals in the planetary fragment will conceal the ship's energy signature. If we hide in the asteroids near it and mask our energy signature, I predict that Aranhu will approach to investigate further and be unable to detect us.
We were attacked by Starfleet saboteurs. They appear to have fled.
Interesting. This is exactly like Scenario 2247B. I thought Scenario 1849K would be a more likely option. I shall incorporate this data into my modeling projections. Nevertheless, we should now be able to follow Aranhu's trail. He should lead us right to Taris. He has most likely cloaked. The technology I used to track him is not localized enough to detect the ship, only follow a general trail.
Federation ship. I am Commander Shanclado of the Riemann starship Intraku. Your presence here could be considered an act of war. Leave immediately, or we will open fire. That is unfortunate, Starfleet. Our conflict is not with you. Commander Arahu has charged me with securing this installation at all costs. Praetor Taris must be allowed to complete her work. And you have already seen too much.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
I took the liberty of accessing the Intraku systems before it was destroyed. I managed to download the access codes for the planetary shield. I believe we should be able to use them to lower the shield and reach the surface.
These are the coordinates for the underground structure we detected. Reading life signs, sir. Multiple Remans and one Romulan. Our quarry could be just ahead.
Starfleet! How did they find us?
They must have followed me, Praetor. I will deal with them.
No, I need your help with the gateway. Send your guards.
Personal shield losing power. Flanking damage detected.
They appear to have been attempting to merge Iconian and Romulan technology, perhaps in an attempt to reactivate the gateway network. We should access that console and attempt to open the door.
Enemy targets on sensor. Personal shield losing power.
I have it. What? No! Traitors! Enough! You have won. And in winning, You have doomed the Romulan people. They were not my crimes. I was betrayed by Hakib, and now those crimes will never be undone. I hope you realize that in stopping me, you have doomed billions of Romulans to remain dead. Now you shall live with that guilt, as I have.
Before we leave, may I suggest we look for evidence of the materials we discovered at Hobus? They will undoubtedly prove vital at Taurus's trial. We should also overload the gateway and make certain it can never be used again.
How nice to see you again. I feel like we are becoming old friends. I will admit that your previous attempts to thwart my plans have been irritating, but your actions today have more than made up for those petty annoyances. Taurus still has her loyalists among my people. An open move against her would have been a distraction from my greater plans. But you played the pawn perfectly. I could not have asked for a more obedient tool. Now, if you will transport Taurus to my ship, we can avoid any unpleasantness.
The Lisette informed us that you might need some assistance with the prisoner transport. Good thing we brought some backup.
Taurus is wanted by the Romulan Star Empire for high treason and war crimes against the Romulan people. The Empire is the legitimate government of the Romulan people, and I demand you turn this terrorist over for trial and punishment. You are a disappointment. Nevertheless, you did remove Taurus from the game, and for that I am grateful. Consider your decisions more carefully the next time we meet. I can be a powerful ally, or I can be your worst enemy.
Prisoner transfer successful. Taurus is safely secured in the brig. We can take it from here. One more thing. We're detecting some unusual energy residue from the surface. Our databases identify it as Iconian. Do you have any idea where they went?
Looks like we missed all the excitement, but I have been monitoring your progress. On behalf of the Romulan Republic, I would like to thank you and your crew for your assistance. I am confident that the Federation will provide more than adequate security for Taurus until her trial can be arranged. You can transport Gaius back to the Lisette as soon as you are ready.
Alright, so that's it for the first half of the Romulan Mystery. Hope you guys enjoyed that. So, it's also going to be it for the stream tonight. Remember guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and give it a plethora of likes as well. It's always a benefit. And I'll catch you on the next stream. Have yourselves a good night.